When I first heard I was pregnant, I was so excited. She was my first, and I never, I always said I wouldn't have kids until I got, on up in life. And when I found out, I was just ecstatic and I was ready. And we went to find out what she was when I was 20 weeks pregnant. And instead of getting a girl boy, we got, there's something's wrong with your baby's heart. And so we were there, instead of, an hour and a half ultrasound turned into 4 or 5 hours. And then finally at the end we found out that I was having a little girl, and my world just changed. And after that it was just doctor's appointments after doctor's appointments, and we were going 2 to 3 times a week to see high-risk doctors and my OB/GYN, and doing testing and check-in to see if anything else was wrong with her. And it was just, it kind of got hectic sometimes, but I was ready. And I think knowing that something was wrong while she was inside me kind of helped me prepare for when she was getting ready to be born. When we first heard the news, they told me that half of her heart was not working, but everything else looked fine, but that wasn't the case after she was born. We found out that she had hypoplastic right lung, which was her right lung was so small, and it was due to her heart actually being shifted to the right side, so it shifted everything that way. So we were told a week after she was born she wouldn't make it. But then they found out that her left lung horseshoed to the right, which was kind of helping it out and sending oxygen over there. When she was in the NICU, we were there for 21 days. We were told that she was going to get to come home anytime, but her heart rate kept going up in the 300s, and they couldn't get it down. Finally, they got medicine to help ease it, and we were able to go home. But for 19 days, we stayed here at the Ronald McDonald house, and it was just, we were amazed when we first walked in here. Getting to stay here, it was like, a grand hotel. Having the kitchen to get to cook your own food in, or prepare the meals that they had for us. We got to microwave them up because we stayed most of the time at the hospital with her. And then having, comfy beds to sleep on, because most of the time you didn't get to stay at the hospital. And just having a place to stay and being right here within walking distance of the hospital was what really helped us out, because I don't think I could have drove, an hour away from her, especially with the way she was. After Olivia got put back in the hospital the second time, we knew she wasn't going to be able to spend another Easter with us, because we knew she had kind of turned for the worse. So Kevin, the nurse, we had a dress with us, and he said that he was going to fix her up for us. And so we cut the back of the dress, and then we put it on her and put her little shoes on her. And he actually was able to get her up out of the bed for the first time in, a month and a half, or maybe the whole time we were there, just to, let us hold her. And it was definitely an experience that I can never thank him enough for letting us do that. When we got the news that she was turning for the worse and there was nothing they could do, my heart just sunk. She'd actually, was all smiles and laughs 2 days before, and then she started to she was wore out. You could tell it. When I woke up one morning on May 11th, I was told that I had to make a decision, and so we made the decision to let her go. Thinking back on it now, it was the best decision, because just seeing the way that she suffered, I couldn't do that again. I couldn't put her through it. She leaves me little mementos everywhere we go. She sends a butterfly my way. That's kind of the sign from her, as a butterfly. And so I just, I always look up at the sky and I'll talk to her and I go see her.
Matter of fact, the first time I think we went back to the grave, there was a butterfly that came and landed on the grave. Mm-hmm. So we look at stuff like that.
I'm going to school to become a pediatric cardiac intensive care nurse in honor of her, or in memory of her, because I want to I want to do that. I want to help out other families with babies that way. And I'm almost through with my associate's degree in science, and then I'm about to start nursing school. So we have 3 leaves on the wall at Ronald McDonald where people have donated money, and we brought it all up here. You know, the Ronald McDonald, all they do is ask for donations. They don't ask, you know, to pay for anything. And so I thought, you know, giving back will help out. Especially they can use that money to help, you know, towards new things, help other families here.
Yes, donate, please. We used to sit home and we used to watch this, and our hearts went out to these families. We've been put there, and we know. So please don't ever think you can't be put in this predicament, because yes, you can. So please, please call, donate.
You know, I never take life for granted.
Yes.
You never know one second from the next. And I never, you know, I've watched it, but I've never actually been in the Ronald McDonald until all this took place. And you know, they need all the donations they can get to help out others. So please call.